Live from beautiful Ohio, it's the OK Boomer podcast featuring siblings, the real Jean and Laura.
Hello. Live from Orlando, Florida, it's Jean.
It is live from Orlando, Florida, at least for Jean, but I'm live still here in Ohio. I'm Laura, and we're here to help all you boomers and millennials to be happily okay together. And you are in Florida. It's beautiful. It's wonderful.
Thankfully, yes, it really is. Very, very nice temps, and so good to be back here. But how is it up north? Is that snow going away?
Well, let me tell you, it is a melting. I said melting. We're in like a little, that tropical Ohio. We're I think a high of 50 today. Maybe it was like 52 yesterday. It's balmy and warm.
That's like shorts and swimsuit weather in Ohio.
Oh, it pretty much is. Yes, I could lay out. In fact, I might later. So
I would. Right. Fire up the grill, lay out.
Oh, definitely fire up the grill. We'll do that in 10-degree weather. But anyway, life is good. Life is good.
Quick question. Speaking of the nice weather, question.
Yeah.
Are you still thinking of a swimming pool?
Well, we just talked about that, the OH and I.
Aha.
Because we'll do anything to lure our children to come back to Ohio. So we thought if we could have a swimming pool, would that up the ante and entice them to all move back? I don't know. But I think it would be delightful to have, especially with these little kids as they get older. It'd be nice. I mean, we'd have to watch them like a hawk when they're little, but
sure, but
yes, I think I would love a pool.
Good. Glad to hear that. Okay, well, on with your week. Sorry to interrupt, but when you were talking about balmy Ohio, I thought, cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Lazy River. Yes.
Wouldn't that be fun to have a lazy river in your yard?
Yes, it would be great.
I love it. Well, when we did this whole big garage project, maybe we'll build a lazy river.
Right. I'll come over and help dig.
Yeah, we could have a big digging party. All right.
Right.
I like it. Get your
if
shovel.
that doesn't entice people, a digging party. If that doesn't entice your kids to come back.
We'll hand you a shovel and we'll dig together.
Yeah, make your own pool. All righty. So how are you?
I'm actually fantastic. We were in Chicago over the weekend, got to see the little baby girl. She is just darling. I love my little baby boy, and now it's fun to have a baby girl to put bows on.
She sure looks cute in the photos, and you look so happy. So
thrilled
about that.
Very thrilled about that. It's always fun to chit chat with another millennial family. And speaking of which, this has nothing to do with Chicago, but I still laugh when I think about it. Have you seen the lawyer cat on YouTube?
Yes. I'm not a cat, Your Honor.
I'm not a cat. I mean, whenever I'm feeling down in the dumps, I just turn that on.
Yes.
Hysterical.
Because that could just be us. I mean, there, but for the grace of God, that could be us.
That we haven't been cats zooming. Oh, I know. It just makes me chuckle every time. So yes, we were watching that with the one millennial, and I was just cracking up. Also watching, and we finished up. I'm almost getting like you with the binge watching of.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we watched the Bridgertons.
Oh, and you finished it. See, I just started the first episode, so should I continue?
I think so. It's a little spicy, but it's a fun one. And the Duke Hastings. Not a bad specimen right there.
I can tell.
Yes, this old boomer. The Duke. Love my OH to death, but the Duke. He was actually on Saturday Night Live the other weekend. And I like his name, and I'll tell you why. Do you know what his name is?
That's funny. I was just going to ask you because I know he has kind of a cool name, and I couldn't bring it to my mind. So, yes, what is it?
You should have brought it to your mind. I'm not probably pronouncing it the way it's pronounced, but it's Regé hyphen Jean, spelled Jean, which I'm sure is Jean.
Right.
Page, Page.
Oh my gosh! Yes, I can.
And for you listeners, we never talk about our OH's first names, but that might be
We
the
try
first
not
name.
to, but yeah,
Yes.
that has a lot of family names in
So
there.
it's a
Yeah.
lot of family names.
So you would recommend that? You would recommend that?
Yes. Now, it's just it's a fun little romp. It's kind of slightly humorous and very English, and the gowns and the wardrobes and the where they live is just beautiful. But what is fun throughout the running thread is Julie Andrews' voice. We love Julie Andrews. She plays Lady Whistledown, the voice.
Right.
And that's kind of like the town newspaper that gets distributed with all the latest gossip.
Which would be fun. We should have that.
Very fun. So I got to thinking about gossip, because why not? Not that I would ever be a gossip, of course. Although I may have been known to be a little bit of a gossip. Why is it, Jean, that it is so much fun to listen to gossip? And another question for you to ponder: when you get news that you're not supposed to tell anybody, but it's juicy, why is it so hard for us to keep a secret?
Well,
like, why do we have that need to share juicy gossip?
You're right. It's kind of wired into us, isn't it?
It very much is wired into us. So I did a little research.
And you found some answers? I guess one thing I was thinking is probably from the time when cavemen were first sitting around their fire chatting every evening. It's probably when it started, right?
Yes, exactly. And it's actually been very good for society. It helps society to keep moving. It's how we bond with other people. It brings us closer because we're sharing things. And it provides for cultural learning. Helps society move forward, which I thought was very interesting. Now, obviously, you don't want to have cruel, unkind, bullying types of gossip, but they said especially in our society that gossip about celebrities or famous people actually, when shared with good friends, lowers our heart rate when we talk about it.
My goodness.
Yes, studies have been done. So,
my goodness,
I feel like this is actually part of my my health journey, is that I should maybe engage in a little celebrity gossip, or gossip with, people, not close family and friends gossip, but famous people gossip may actually reduce my blood pressure.
Well, and you have been working hard on that, haven't you?
I have. I've been trying very hard. I just can't drop the caffeine, which you and your decaf, which isn't really coffee, but yes.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. Yes. It's something I'll have to pay attention to that. I suppose there just is something fun. I can see it does bond you. There's something fun to have a secret and then you share it with your bestie, and then or it feels good when your bestie shares something fun with you.
Yes, it is. It brings about a human closeness that we all need.
Right. Well, maybe we'll have to think of some gossip all right, let's research some gossip we could share next time.
That's right. As long as it's nice and not unkind. But there you go. A little positive spin on gossip, as it were.
Good. Thank you.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. So how was your week down there in Florida?
Right. Well, on our way down, we stopped in Hilton Head, which was fun to see again. Had a great fun lunch with Bibiana and her OH, and then we made it just fine to Florida. Thank you, God. Got here just fine.
Oh, that's right. And Bibiana is our dream person.
Yes, she is the dream person.
Exciting to
also a very creative. Yes, I've been wanting to, because she's a very creative writing, and she and two other authors who I also like Victoria Kleinbarton. Oh, speaking of Victoria, since you just watched Bridgerton, you would be interested in her book series, which is about an American young woman, well educated,
Yes.
who has cousins over in England, and she goes over there and she gets involved with love affairs and mysteries, and she's almost royal because her husband is, I forget, he's a marquis. So it's called the Almost Royal Cousin series.
How fun.
That's not quite right. Sorry, Veronica. But I thought, oh, yeah, you might like that. If you like Bridgerton,
I might.
you might like that. So she writes, and so that was great. So here we are in Florida. Of course, I couldn't wait to get into the lazy river.
Yes. Home of many
And start-
inspirations for you.
Yeah, no epiphanies yet. No epiphanies yet. But I'm going to keep circulating and relaxing, and we shall see. And I have bumped into a few folks I wanted to tell you about as I floated around.
Yes.
And by bump, I think you know that you could actually literally bump into people with your floaty. You could actually
still socially distanced, of course, because you got that whole big ring you're in. But yes, perfect.
Yes, and it's not too crowded right now. So first, I met two women who are friends who like to travel around together.
Alrighty, fun.
Yes, and they love the lazy river. I think they also might like drinking as they float on the lazy river. So good for them. Yeah, they both had a work connection. That's how they got to know each other. And now they're retired, so they're doing this traveling together. And they actually live near each other. About 5 years ago, one of them lost her husband and moved into a condo. And then a few years later, the other woman's husband also passed, so she moved into a nearby condo, and so they really have a lot of fun together.
That would be fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah. So she was telling me, like, she said they got through COVID fine. They cooked dinner together and did jigsaw puzzles together, which we know is fun.
Puzzling, of course.
So what I thought was kind of cute was, as she was telling me this whole story of how they, got to be really good buddies, she said her husband had died, passed away. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry for your loss, something like that. And she like flipped her head around after I said that and said, well, he died 3 years ago.
Okay. Okay.
And then she just said, yeah. I was like, oh.
I feel like I would have.
I said, well, I'm sure it's still hard. And she just kind of looked at me like, so she's having a great time.
Well, good for her. Although I would have still said, I'm so sorry for your loss. I mean, that's kind of an odd
comment. It happened 3 years ago, Laura.
Well, I guess life marches on, doesn't it?
I guess it does. Good for them. So they're floating through their life. Then I met another boomer.
Yes.
And somehow, I don't even know how we got onto this topic, but I guess you're on the lazy river, so you talk about things. She has, we probably asked her where she was from. Turns out she and her husband have moved about every 8 to 10 years. They just pick up sticks and move. And she says she's loved it. She was the one who actually really likes to move, go on somewhere new.
Like a new location or just a new
house?
Yeah.
New location, new house, new states they've lived. Seems like, as I recall, they made a progression from they started out west and they've been moving eastward state by state ever since. Well, that reminded me of downsizing. And I said, we've just recently downsized. Well, she's an expert at downsizing because every 10 years she
downsizes and moves. All right.
Yeah. So, and she confirmed what we already know, which is your kids do not want your stuff
at all.
At all. And she said the last move, they had some very nice furniture and some other things that she thought for sure they would want. And they even had a 1.5 year notice. I don't know how that came about, but for 1.5 years, she kept reminding her grown children, please come if you want the this and the that. No, no, no. They didn't want it until
Yeah.
she had already sold it. She had already sold it, of
And then
course.
they wanted it?
And they wanted it, but they hadn't wanted it, and that is all very true. So just another, note to self and note to everyone else. Your kids don't want your stuff. They may want it after they can no longer have it. Then you feel like all bad. But anyways.
Well, no, I'm not going to feel bad. We have a giant, the big storage unit, which we're slowly trying to shuffle all of that junk into our brand new garage. Just bringing
Right.
the storage unit home, so to speak. But we constantly say, do you want this? Do you want this? They never want it. I think we'll sell it and they will never want it. I don't know.
Right. They don't even want to really look at it. I mean, right.
Yes.
So just so y'all know out there, downsizing is totally on you.
It's a big job.
You will have to do it. And then I met, this is probably the best thing. I guess it's good I saved it for last, maybe.
Yeah.
A young woman, I didn't even notice this woman. All of a sudden I hear a sweet voice. Here again, I'm floating around, probably looking at the clouds, thinking of
lap number 100.
Yes, right. Totally zoned out.
Yeah.
I hear a sweet voice, and a very pretty young woman says to me, "Oh, do you do a podcast?"
Really?
She did say that. And she apparently had met us. And I don't know if you remember her. She said she'd met me and you. I've met you and your sister. And she remembered we did a podcast, and she wondered how I was doing.
How nice.
It was so sweet. It was so exciting. Of course, because I'm a boomer, I had absolutely no recollection of her at all.
I wonder. Right? I wonder. Well, that's just so delightful that she actually remembered a year
She remembered
later.
us. I didn't remember her. I wish I could have said like, "Oh, you were the one who whatever," but no, couldn't pull anything out. But she was so sweet. And yes, we do podcasts.
We certainly do. And we keep doing it. They can't stop us. We're going to.
No, we love it. Can I quickly tell you about a new taste craze? And then I know you have some really good things to tell us,
Yeah,
too.
please do.
But I thought this was kind of so funny. This was actually, I was kind of proud of myself, because this is more your domain to go into the new current things. So I have a little current thing. I'm kind of proud of myself.
Yeah, go Jean. Trendy.
Right. Yes, here we go. So where I read about it, I saw a headline, and then when I clicked through, I beheld one of those gorgeous posts that probably millennials do.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful stage photos, lots of sparkling, crisp, funny, witty writing.
They're so good at that.
Yes, a big clear list. This is actually for a little recipe, so a very clear description of everything. Just gorgeous, gorgeous. So you would think this is for what? Some fabulous gâteau.
Yes.
Some complicated, beef French, 3 days of cooking recipe.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Some fabulous display. I don't know.
It was just beautiful. It was for butter saltines.
What?
And apparently this has been something that's been around for quite a while, but now this millennial has discovered it. And like I said, wrote this just exquisite post about a recipe which involves putting butter on a saltine cracker.
That's it? Do you toast it? Do you melt the butter? Do you add sea salt?
Well, there was a little bit about melting the butter, right. But basically that was it.
Is this a craze?
Yes.
No.
Just like I did know about the tomato soup French toast craze too, didn't I?
Yes,
I'm getting better with my crazes. Oh, thank you, Laura. Thanks to you, I'm getting better with these trends. But yeah, so I thought, well, now there's a recipe I can handle, but it doesn't sound all that good to me.
Just saltine crackers with melted butter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No.
Although I think as a kid, Mom gave us saltines with peanut butter on them. And I did like
Well,
that.
that makes sense because peanut butter with anything is wonderful.
Yeah.
You just need a
and
vehicle to eat it off of.
right, that's all the salt. You're right. A saltine is just a vehicle, and there's so many better crackers now.
Salty, that is, I was not expecting that. Wow.
Right.
I will have to ask my wonderful blogger, my little Mac Marie, if she's heard of this, because she's always up on the latest food trends.
Right. Right. And ask about the red French toast too thing.
Oh,
That'd
yes.
be good.
Yes.
But maybe you and your baby grandson could share a little afternoon happy hour with
Saltine.
He'd probably like.
Oh, he would love
butter
it.
salt.
I could break it up
Yeah.
into little pieces. I'm getting very good at breaking up food now. The mom of my darling little grandson actually bought scissors, little scissors, like what you would use in kindergarten, but they're a little sharper to cut up all his food.
Oh,
clever idea. Meanwhile, I'm just stomping away with knives all over the place and trying not to cut his fingers as I'm cutting away.
Thank you. Yes. Thanks. Good job, Grandma.
Yes, Grandma is doing it. And you
Good
know what
job.
else? This I'm just throwing this in quickly. I don't know if anyone else has had this irrational fear, but when I now take my grandson upstairs and we have a railing, I get that same, which we had with our own children when we raised them, that you're going to somehow drop the baby over the railing. And you never do. But I still have that fear.
Now that's interesting because I do remember that fear, and it was a strong fear. I couldn't even go up on the one. For some reason, our grocery store had a balcony.
Yes,
with
it
shop.
did. I know.
And I remember, I couldn't even go up there because it scared me.
Well, I'm experiencing this PTS, is that right? PTSD, post-traumatic stress, whatever, with holding the baby. And I'm not anywhere close to the railing. It's not like I'm dangling him over and hoping for the best.
Right.
I'm
He's not wriggling.
close to my body, as far away from the railing. Excuse me. I need a lozenge, apparently.
Yes. Time out.
Where is my lozenge? And I still have
Right.
that same weird fear. So anyway, just
interesting because I do recall that fear.
Yeah.
Be interesting to hear if other grandmas can relate to this.
yes, it's fun.
Good.
I tell you, being a grandma is fantastic, but there are skills that I got to brush up on. He just moved to a big boy car seat. Well, I have an SUV that I have to step up on the little platform thing. There's a better name for that, to get into the car. The
running board or something.
The running
yes.
board. So now I'm stepping up on my running board, trying to get him in his car seat. I'm in line with other very young, hip, put together parents who are all waiting for me to do this. And yesterday there was like a little, I don't know, I just like completely slipped off. Luckily, the baby was in his car seat, but it's hard. It is.
It's
a tough road sometimes to look like you're the with it grandma in line at the daycare pickup.
Well, you're a wonderful grandma. Yay for you. lucky little baby.
But it's fun. I mean,
yay for you.
These babies get me through life, I tell you that much. Now, a complete switch of topic, if you're ready for me to switch.
All right, fastening my seatbelt, yes.
I might have to munch. Speaking of food, just quickly back to food. Better than buttered saltines? My OH brought this home for me yesterday. Fantastic. This is what I love about him. I don't want jewelry. I don't need fancy things. He brought me home caramel corn and cheesy cheddar popcorn for me to mix together.
Oh, that is the best.
Oh, it is the best. It is the best. So anyway, I digress, but I'm looking at my little bowl of mixed popcorn and wondering if it's appropriate to start chewing and do the podcast. Probably shouldn't. All right, here we go. Are you ready, my fellow boomer? There is something now out there that is not millennials versus boomers.
Oh.
It is. We're off the hook. Boomers are off the hook. Celebrate. It's now Gen Zers are kind of attacking the millennials.
Aha. Now the
Aha.
Gen Zers are who?
That is the group. Good question, Jean. That is the group from 1996. They were born 1996 to the mid 2000s. So kind of 24-year-old, 25-year-olds to like the 14-year-olds.
What's this about?
Well, let me tell you, and it's been all over. And I like to just use this in a sentence because it makes me feel younger. It's been all over TikTok.
There you go. Yes.
I know, if I could fit it in. And I've actually looked at some TikToks, and it's very humorous because the millennials get snarky back to the Gen Zers. Now, here's their issues. Fascinating stuff that we are just not a part of. We are so innocent in all of this. The Gen Zers do not like the side parts of millennials. The girls wearing their hair parted on the side, of which my millennial daughters wear their hair parted on the side. Now, this has become an issue. And my dear sweet millennial daughters are now trying to part their hair in the middle, and they don't like it. And I've gotten Snapchats from all of them trying their hair in the middle, which has been on the side for years. It's hard to switch your part. It's just so humorous to watch this, but they're kind of concerned that they're not with it because they don't have their hair parted in the middle.
Well, I didn't know they were dealing with all of this.
This is major stress for them. Another one, which somewhat concerns me, but as a boomer, I don't care. Skinny jeans. Skinny jeans are now seen as a millennial old person's jean. It's funny that the millennials are now viewed as older.
Old, yes.
And so apparently the Gen Zers, I love my skinny jeans. I actually love my Spanx.
I do too. We still have to do that picture together. But they don't care. No, none of the generations care where boomers part their hair.
Yeah,
or how boomers wear their jeans. No one probably cares what we wear at all.
At all.
Okay.
Do they even look at what we're wearing ever? Probably not. But these cute little Gen Zers are wearing like bigger mom jeans, they call them. They're high-waisted and they're a little bigger and baggier. Fascinating. These were our jeans in the 80s, our mom jeans.
Yes, mom and dad jeans that we got laughed at for.
Right now they're hip and trendy and on TikTok. Last thing, Jean.
I'm ready, yeah.
Emojis. They are
really
scoffing at the millennials' vast use of emojis. They have come up with their own emojis. They think the laughing face emoji is silly.
This is the Gen Zers. The Gen Zers don't like emojis because millennials use them too much, and they especially don't like
that crazy laughing face, all of that. Yeah. They just think that's so passé, so old-fashioned that you would still be using emojis.
But I'm kind of glad about that because while I think they're cute, I have trouble finding them. Like I'll have this idea, and then I look through all the emojis, and I can't find the one I want.
Yeah. Or I can't see real well anymore. And if I can't find my reading glasses, I may be accidentally sending the wrong emoji.
Right.
Like I'm so sorry to hear about the death of your husband. And then I send the laughing emoji accidentally.
Right. The poop emoji, whatever. Right. Yeah. So, okay. I think this is something we will have to revisit from time to time. You'll have to keep me up to date on these generational things. But I'm sorry, can I jump in? I want to tell you one more thing before we say goodbye.
Yes.
Which is, I've been wanting to do a reading experience with you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've just bound to determine you're going to read. One thing I wanted to tell you about.
Yes. Is there hope for me to read? Go ahead.
Right. Can we get you off TikTok and have you read, literature? Literature. Our wonderful Pat, as part of her author series on Speak Up Talk Radio, has started a It's called the Fire Book Awards. And every quarter, writers can enter their books and have them judged, and then, hopefully receive an award, which is just great for your book to have that validation and, honor.
Yes.
And her awards, it's set up, it's truly an award because the books are judged by independent judges. So it's not just like, oh, you pay money and they send you a sticker. This is a true award. So I wanted to tell you about it because maybe you'll find a book you like to read from there.
Oh, well, congratulations, Pat. That is
Yes.
exciting to get that award. I should look.
Yes. And if people want to look for us and want to learn more about everything, what do they do, dear Laura?
I don't know. I was going to ask you because I haven't had enough coffee. I think they go to okboomerpod.com where you
That would be a good place to start.
That would be
Okay,
a
Boomer?
very good place to start.
Yes.
And OK_boomerpod, I think, for Instagram and Twitter.
Yes. And I try to post on Facebook. You do too. So we're always happy to hear from our friends.
Oh, we are. We truly are. I need that lozenge again to say goodbye.
You do. I think I'll say goodbye and toodles. All right.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Toodaloo.
Thanks, Pat.
Be sure to come back to beautiful Ohio and the OK Boomer podcast. To listen to previous episodes or to drop us a line, visit okboomerpod.com.